What a matchup!
And what a team, Mike. Metro PCS and the iPhone SE for $0 on a network that covers 99% of people in the U.S. Oh, impressive.
Play with the best. Switch to Metro PCS on an unlimited LTE plan and get a 32-gig iPhone SE for $0. Metro PCS. Coverage not available in some areas, plus sales tax. Claim based on talk and text. Not valid for active numbers currently on the T-Mobile network or active on Metro PCS in the past 90 days. See store for details and terms and conditions.
Blog Talk Radio. Well, hello and welcome to Coach Cafe Radio, the self-empowerment place to meet where you get your weekly cup of inspiration on Blog Talk Radio. And today is Wednesday, December 13th. And here in the Coach Cafe, we offer you enlightened conversations about what matters most. We offer interviews with top self-empowerment coaches, experts, and authors, and share proven and effective life coaching tools, techniques, and processes to help you to live your best life. And we are definitely spreading the word that life coaching changes lives. I am your host, Certified Master Life Coach Kathleen Martin, also known as your Balanced Life Coach, coming to you live from the beautiful Hamptons, New York, as I do each week. And I invite you to join in on our enlightened conversation by calling 646-649-1015. That's 646-649-1015. And you do have to press the number 1 so that I can see that you're waiting in the queue with your question or comment. And you can also post those questions if you're on your computer in the chat room. And I also want to send out a very big thank you to all of my followers. And if you do like what you hear, I definitely appreciate it if you would follow me here on Blog Talk Radio, which is right there under the banner. And, of course, on social media, which is Coach Cafe Radio on both Facebook and Twitter. And I definitely appreciate it, too, when you spread the word and share it with your friends and your family and anyone that you know would benefit from some of our enlightened conversations here. It's been going on now for over 7 years, and it's very eclectic here in the Coach Cafe. I offer you very important topics from happiness, health, wealth, relationships, sex, and career, to the law of attraction, energy, psychology, angels, and more. So all you have to do is go to CoachCafeRadio.net, and you'll see all of the archive shows there. I always remind you to please listen back more than once because it's very fast-moving. I hope you have a pen and paper because we're going to be sharing some awesome ways that you can definitely live your best life. And that's at CoachCafeRadio.net. And while you're there, please remember to leave your contact information. You'll receive your self-empowerment gifts, and you will then also find out what's happening next in the Coach Cafe. And tonight, the name of the show is The Awakened Feminine Spirit. Is a new segment on Blog Talk Radio, and it's really focused on helping to empower women and to get in touch with that feminine spirit and wake it up. And I love it because I do this particular segment with my wonderful co-host, Dr. Monica Bennett. And tonight I am going to have Dr. Monica Bennett tell you a little bit more about her journey because she definitely is an awakened feminine spirit. But just let me give you a little bit of insight into what tonight's show is going to be about because I don't know if you've noticed it, but there is definitely an awakening happening and it's being felt within the heart of women all around this world. It's called the feminine spirit, and it can't be contained. The world needs to change in all areas of leadership, in the home, in business, and in government. And as the Dalai Lama is quoted as saying, it's going to be the Western world that will save the world. And we do need each other. This is no time for separation and competition. The old paradigm is breaking apart. Women have the ability to rebuild our families, our communities, and government into places of love, peace, harmony, health, and prosperity. So welcome into the Coach Cafe, Dr. Monica Bennett. And Monica, give people a bit of your journey here tonight.
Sure. Thank you, Kathleen, for all that you do and all that you are. You inspire me so much. I just love listening to your voice. It's just so soothing and calming and refreshing. So thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, my journey. Yes, I am a woman who has lived many moons, and I have come from a place that I was born to two parents who were Holocaust survivors, and they did not know anything about thriving. They were just surviving through their childhood, and it was a very tumultuous childhood for me because their fears got transmuted into me. I don't think it's impossible. It's impossible. I don't like to use the word impossible, but it is a difficult thing not to have that happen. I think we all as children get infused from our parents' energies and vibrations, and when we become adults, we need to sift through what works and what doesn't work and awaken to a new being if you are able to seek the help within yourself and then seek the help from professionals such as yourself and myself as coaches to really guide you through those limiting beliefs and challenges that most of us were brought up with. And so that's the journey of really overcoming fear, and that's why the name of my business is The Positive Mind, to awaken people to realize that negativity doesn't serve us. It doesn't do anything but keep us in a vibration of fear. So to really retrain our minds to, or go back to its original source, really, of being positive, and because our birthright is being joyful, happy, and loving human beings. That's who we are. And our guidance system kind of got a little off track, or a lot off track, I should say. And what the awakening feminine spirit is, what we're hoping to accomplish is to awaken women and men to the feminine side, to the soft side, because that masculine energy, that dominance that has suppressed, oppressed, and depressed women for so many millennium years hasn't served us. And the earth, as you said, in every front is in trouble. So it's really our responsibility to share the load of this and to take that and put it into action. Speak up, stand up, and do what's necessary to enlighten each other, support each other, and contribute to the betterment for all.
Absolutely. That was beautiful, Monica. And, what I love is as you go about tuning in, go inward and really spending time there. This is so important. And you start to have arriving around you souls that are like you, like we have, Monica, right? How we how it happened that we came together and our lives really paralleled in so many ways. And to the point where we both became coaches, very passionate about what we do. And you are an author, so mention your book to our listeners and how also they can find out more about you, your website, and how they can get your book. And just as a reminder, Monica has joined me in the Coach Cafe a couple of times, so you can go back into those archives and listen to an interview solely with Monica about her book. So tell everyone about your book.
Sure. It's a memoir and a self-help book at the same time. It's a memoir of my life and the journey of where I came from and how I overcame the challenges that I did. The name of the book is How May I Serve? I have a pen name, Karen Matthews, just for the protection of certain people from the past, because the book, I always say, I turned my mess into a message. And because sometimes our past can be messy. Life is messy sometimes,
and
love is messy, right? And it's okay to make a mess in the kitchen, and then we clean it up, and we move forward as long as we clean up the mess and move forward. And so, yes, you can find it on Amazon. You can go to howmayiserve.net or monicabennett.net and find the book there. And, and my website is monicabennett.biz. I have a few websites, monicabennett.biz, howmayiserve.net, or monicabennett.net.
And, so here you go, Monica, in the course of your life and in our lives here, if you're really sit down with yourself and see with that internal vision, right, that this is the way life goes. It's going to have challenges in it, and that's why we decided to have this show specifically speaking to the feminine spirit. And, before, when we were talking earlier today, what should we focus on? And you brought up something really, really important to focus on. And you know what? Tell that story. That's a perfect way of leading into how we can quickly give people, because it is so fast-moving here, some true go away with skills that they can use right away when they feel like what you shared today, a woman who you ended up in a conversation who represents all women pretty much. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah. I was speaking at an engagement on Saturday, and there was probably about 50 to 60 people in the room, and mostly women. And I was talking about the conversations we have in our minds, which affect our bodies. Our biology becomes our biology becomes our biography, and how that disease can turn into a disease into our body if we keep that conversation going, that itty bitty shitty committee that goes on in our head. So I was talking about that communication we have within ourselves, and this woman came up to me afterwards, and you could see all over her body. She was in distress. Her face was in distress. She was breaking out in a rash between her eyebrows. She was breaking out in a sweat. She was going through menopause, and she's having these hot flashes, and so much she was oozing out stress. And she was telling me she was worried about her mother, who has cancer, and she doesn't want to go through the chemo and radiation anymore, and her stomach's extended. She's worried about her mom. She's got 2 children still at home, a 14 and I think a 17-year-old, who teenagers those are challenging years. Just to deal with that alone is challenging. A mother who she's concerned with. She's married, and her relationship is not the best right now. And she works, and she has a house and all these obligations to take care of. And who gets left on the wayside? Herself. And you see it. It's emanating throughout her whole body. She's worried about everybody else. She's concerned with everybody else. And she's left. She's just her other self, her real self, is left on the curb, wanting to play and not allowing herself to play. And it was so sad. And I just asked her a couple of questions. Well, what do you love to do? What do you want to connect back with? Oh, and besides that, she was worried about her brother passed away 11 years ago of leukemia. So that was a big concern on her, a big loss that she probably never grieved properly over. then I asked her a few questions. Well, what brings you joy? What did you like to do when you were a child? And she said, well, I love to act and I love to sing. And immediately, I'm telling you, immediately her eyes lit up and her whole demeanor changed when she spoke about something she really loved. And I was like, that's it. That's what you have to connect with. You've lost that. You've pushed it away. Once you bring that joy back into your life, just maybe for half an hour to an hour, allow yourself to sing, to dance, to do what brings you joy, and more of it will start to emanate, and that worry will start to, because as we know, what you focus on expands, right? So and isn't it that what we all, especially as women, because we're such nurturers and givers, that we worry. That worry is so heavy.
Yeah, because we talk about certain things that I feel are so very important, like, the vibration that you're carrying around, in this body, and the issues are in the tissues, and don't worry, it will get bigger if you ignore the emotional guidance system that you have within you. And if you are walking around, I like to kind of equate it to a backpack full of bricks, emotional bricks that just you're carrying it around your whole life. You could put it down, but you don't give yourself permission to put it down, and you just keep filling it up, and it weighs you down. I think that's why women get shorter, and the spine can't handle it anymore, and you become a little old lady, and you're grumpy at the end of your life, and you have regret, and you have. You've walked around and worried about everybody, and you denied yourself that life flow, and it will get bigger. The voice will get so loud. That's why we are doing what we're doing with our conversation around waking you up, because this is the real deal here, right, Monica? This is real. You can't walk around like that thinking that you're going to be exempt from the laws and principles that you are literally working in concert with, and they're not against you, by the way. They are for you. If it's pain, then you better listen. And if you don't listen, then it will get bigger and louder, and it will become a dis-ease. And women are dying of heart attacks now, more than they ever did in history, because you're heartbroken. You're denying yourself. It's not what you think it is. It's an energetic, trapped emotions, trapped energy, and that's why we are coaches passionate about helping women, because we really need you to wake up, because we can't let the world continue the way it's going under only one, influence, which is mostly male. I'm not saying a negative thing here. I'm just saying that we need so much more of the balance back, and harmony back, and the peace back, and the health back, and have these experiences where you are seeing the evidence that healing is happening, and it's a natural course. There's nature, and being a part of nature, that homeostasis is always trying to happen. But if you keep pushing against it, and so this woman is such an indicator to me of somebody that needs somebody like you and somebody like me who's going to sit and say, listen, let me help you to wake that part of you up, and just little steps that you can take. So as we're getting closer, Monica, let's share some of those little steps. Like, that was so brilliant. If that woman, no joke, if that woman who has so many plates spinning, right? So many things that she has to take care of that she doesn't make time for herself, would just simply go to a dance class, go to a singing class, right? Something like that. Give yourself permission. I'm going out. See you later, everybody. You're going to be fine. And I'm going to take care of me, is the best thing you can do for the world around you. Because, listen, you're a vibration. If you are constantly in a low vibration, don't forget that it ripples out into the universe, and it's going to affect everything. I mean, even the trees that you walk by, or animals, or plants.
Exactly.
Literally, it. And so there you are in this very close proximity to people in what's called a family in a house. It is one of the hardest things ever, And you are, then we, can talk about so many other things, but let's talk about a few things that people could do right now. So what, like with what if that person was coaching with you, right, and said, listen, I need help, what would you have them do? On a daily basis, what would be some of their daily practices that they're going to commit to?
Well, the first thing in the morning is so important to get yourself into that good feeling immediately when you wake up. So I would suggest before we jump out of bed and go into our day and say, oh my God, I'm so late, or go into the mirror and say, oh my God, what I look like a train wreck or something else, is to really embrace yourself before you wake up and just take a few minutes. I like to say a mantra, Om Shanti, which means I am a peaceful soul. I am a peaceful soul. I am a peaceful soul. And I say that repeatedly just to carry that feeling and vibration throughout me. I am a peaceful soul. So you can say I'm a peaceful soul, or I say Om Shanti, and that's what that means. And so I do that first thing in the morning before I jump out of bed. I allow myself to really slowly go through a meditation and just be there at peace with myself, get into an alignment. And I then read a few passages. I have a few books, daily inspirations that I read in the morning, and do a little journaling. And I have a gratitude journal, and I write something every morning that I'm grateful for to set the tone for the day. And then I start to go about my business. But I stay away from going immediately to my phone or doing some activity without getting in alignment of myself, and to really center myself before I communicate with the rest of the world and put out the energy. I check in. I do a check-in in the morning, first thing in the morning, because I really feel that sets the tone and the vibration for the day, and to see where I'm at, if I'm out of alignment, if I'm feeling a little something. So what's going on, and see how I can, to the best of my ability, get back into that sacred space.
Yeah, that's so, yep. I hope everybody's listening, because if you don't take that seriously, it'll kick your butt, and you don't want that. It will kick. If you think you can just, jump up and do it the way you're always doing it, that phrase, doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results, it's not going to happen. You have to understand, make it very, 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 very important. Like nothing else is more important. Nothing else is more important. Certainly, nothing is more important than you. And when you do simple things like that, like just and if your brain is saying, I don't have time, then you have to shush it, because it will always say, I don't have time. And then you'll look up and it will be 50 years later, and you don't want that to happen. And you can stop it right now, and I don't care how old you are. I mean, you will feel better immediately when you connect. It's like plugging in a light. And if you don't plug in the light, you keep flicking that switch, it's not going to light. You have to plug it in. So you have to do it like this. If you don't, you're not going to get the results, okay? So, and the results are going to be so wonderful. They're going to be so worthwhile. You know what's one of the first things is? You're more relaxed. You're more relaxed. You're so tight right now. I'm telling you the truth. You're so tight in your chest because you're breathing just for survival. And so, like last week, I hope you listened back last week, we shared some awesome ways. Sitting up in your bed and taking deep, long breaths and doing what Monica just explained, will plug you in. And then, if you're a mom and you're going to be faced with kids or teenagers, and it's not going to be peaceful probably, right? Generally not. It's going to be pretty chaotic.
Absolutely.
But you're in your center of peace in the midst of the storm, right? And you're rooted. You get rooted, and you don't know what's coming up next. And that, to me, was one of the biggest aha moments I got. And don't let it be something really big where you have to unravel and then deal with a chaos or a trauma or something like that. Do it like this, and you will reap the rewards of being a grounded woman, connecting herself to her spirit, and being awake when you need to be awake. You can't be walking around half asleep because you didn't take care of you and you made excuses like I don't have enough time, right? And so that was really, really important. Waking up and then do it again at night. These are magical times in our lives. Magical times in our lives. And, I'll bet if I took a poll right now of the women in the vicinity of me or anybody listening, if I said, do you get a good night's sleep? Probably not. Probably not. I bet it's up and down and disturbed, and, you're worrying before you go to sleep, and then you wake up with the same thoughts. That's what's going to happen. So that was really important. I'm really glad you shared that, and it's a great, we do move fast here. We're actually getting to the end. That's a great way of starting your day and ending your day, and you'll be amazed. At first, I was very resistant. I don't know about you, Monica, but when I first started to listen to my inner voice, and because I was feeling so darn bad in my life about everything, that I was actually getting a message, and I started to be very attracted to teachers like Deepak Chopra, like Wayne Dyer, like Louise Hay. If you're anybody who's listening who's into self-empowerment or self-development, now because of the Internet, they're mainstream, right? That was 15 years ago, and I listened to them. And even though I still have like I would say everybody would probably agree with, some of the challenges were pretty darn big along the way, but still they didn't blow me away, and they didn't make me feel powerless the entire time it was happening, So, and as a woman, we take on a whole heck of a lot. We really, really, really do.
We really do.
And so
true.
that was brilliant to share that. I love that. And as we're getting to the end, I just want to mention something that is very, like I like to also share some things that are pretty practical too. There are a couple of apps that I use on my phone that I wanted to recommend, and one is called the Insight Timer. And the Insight Timer is wonderful. It gives you the ability to set a timer in there, and I've explained this 2-minute 6-count breath. You can set that chime to go off. Just sit and close your eyes for 2 minutes and deeply breathe, and then it will chime again. It's wonderful. And then there's meditations in there. There's different types of everything that you can think of. There's sound vibration in there, which is awesome. We'll talk about that on another show. So many ways that you can help yourself feel better. And another one is called Jiyo, Jiyo, and that was developed. It's the wellness internet place to be with Deepak Chopra, who's, you have to spend time with people like that will get through to you. And help you to really tap into that spiritual part of you. So those 2 apps are really awesome. I wanted to share those before we got to the end. And you know what? There they are. So easy to use. There you are. If you're driving along or taking a break at work or something, utilize your time really, really well. And you will be amazed at how the cumulative effect will have that, that awakening of your spirit.
Great. That's wonderful. It's so true. It's just to connect. There's so many great tools and techniques and strategies to connect with today, and just staying in a community like this, the Coach Cafe, that you offer so much for women to and men to really embody and to make a big difference in their lives. And as you said, will trickle out to others, because when you're happy, that spreads. That changes the whole vibration of everything, the trees and everything around you. And that's what we're here to do, to wake up the planet, to the people, to really understand that we can make a difference. We can change our lives. We can live in this beautiful earth of ours in harmony with each other and our community. And so it's a great way to start the day, to end the day, to live through the day. And we have many more gifts and things to share.
For sure. So, this is a weekly segment now, as I said in the beginning, and we're going to keep this going. We're going to welcome guests and so much more. And, I wanted this to be a sisterhood of so that you can come in and really feel welcome, and that you're not being judged, and there's no competition, and there's no comparison. And, that's old paradigm. It really is, to me, it's let that go, because we really need to come together and, help each other to be able to really awaken to that part of you that is so powerful. And, as women, we've had so much to deal with here, and that starts real early, that stuff. And insofar as guests are concerned, next week, just as a reminder, next Wednesday, we are welcoming in an awesome woman. Her name is Junie Moon, and she is the author of a wonderful book called Shed the Shame, okay? I'm sorry, it's called Loving the Whole Purpose. Loving the Whole Package, excuse me. Shed the Shame and Live Life Out Loud. And wow, this woman really is, I love what she's doing here, because she's very brave to speak out loud about things in her life that caused her shame about her body, right? Now, how many women are walking around like that?
Oh, my gosh. I love that. Shed the shame.
Goodness.
That's awesome.
Shed the shame. And so she is just wonderful. She's created this documentary, which is fantastic. And she is going to be sharing her wisdom as a certified shadow work facilitator. If you're not familiar with shadow work, you really want to know a lot more about that. Meet your shadow, because I'm telling you, it's there. And you really want to be able to, get in touch with that part of you and understand it, because it can make you feel miserable, okay? So you really want to join us next week to meet Junie Moon and hear what she has to say about her experience with her body, and more about her book, Loving the Whole Package, Shed the Shame and Live Life Out Loud. So thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you, Monica. I love what we're doing here.
Kathleen.
We're going to keep it going. And again, let everybody know your website.
Sure. Monica Bennett, MonicaBennett.biz, B-I-Z, or monicabennett.net, or howmayiserve.net.
Wonderful, wonderful. And you can find me at KathleenMartinCoaching.com. It's simply my name, Kathleen with a K, MartinCoaching.com, and learn about my Balanced Life coaching programs there, and so much more. So thank you, everyone, for joining us for our segment, The Awakened Feminine Spirit in the Coach Cafe, and we look forward to meeting you next time. So have a wonderful night, everyone. Thanks a lot, Monica.
Thank you, Kathleen. Have a great evening.
presents Get Pumped. Inspiration to help you do insurance stuff.
Okay, time out. You're gonna let your budget be the boss of you? Take control with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Tell us what you want to pay for car insurance, and we'll help you find options that fit your budget. Here's some music to get you pumped. Da-dong, 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 dang, dang. I hear your budget laughing at you. Oh, wait, that's just those kids laughing at me. Ignore them! Da-dong, da-dong,
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
What a matchup!
And what a team, Mike. Metro PCS and the iPhone SE for $0 on a network that covers 99% of people in the U.S. Oh, impressive.
Play with the best. Switch to Metro PCS and an unlimited LTE plan and get a 32-gig iPhone SE for $0. Metro PCS. Coverage not available in some areas, plus sales tax. Claim based on talk and text. Not valid for active numbers currently on the T-Mobile network or active on Metro PCS in the past 90 days. See store for details and terms and conditions.